The first part of aim is when to spray and when to strafe. In this clip you can see by me stopping my shooting, I'm taking longer to kill the second person compared to if I were to spray transfer him. Now obviously if they're far away you don't want to stand still and be an easy headshot. And if they're further away, spraying is harder to hit targets, and especially if their back is turned to you, there's no reason to shoot so many bullets in such a short amount of time. Like, you're panicking, might as well just take your time and shoot one by one. So there isn't one style of aim that's better than the other, both good in certain situations. You just gotta be able to do both depending on the situation. If you struggle with switching between spraying and strafing, turn off infinite ammo. Just spray until you see red on the bottom right. Once you see red, you hit the tap. Don't look at the bullet count, just notice the color change. Stay focused on your crosshair. If you see any of the change of color in the bottom right, then you notice the switch to tapping. One thing about spraying is that it's RNG, so spraying within the first 4 bullets is going to give you the most consistent spray transfers. Okay, now that we've covered the different types of aim, spraying and strafing, we can finally go over aim. One of the most important thing about aiming is being able to micro adjust. So you do a big flick first in the general area vicinity of the enemy, and then you micro adjust to the person's head and then click. Flick to a person's head. It doesn't have to be on them, or if it is, then you're good. But you want to flick to a person and then readjust really quickly. It's like flick, see how I missed, and then I readjust to his head. So flick, readjust, flick, readjust. Now the next note is mouse control. Now this can be improved with training, but some few tips are the fact that you want to be very straight and efficient. The shakier you aim, the more inconsistent and more whiffs will happen. If you look at this clip from Aaron right here, when he's pre-aiming this guy through the wall, or tracking him through the wall, it's super uncontrolled. It's
10 seconds left.
The speed spikes sometimes, so when he goes for the actual kill,
Swing,
it's dicey.
One enemy remaining.
Run. Go. Yeah!
One first on it. They try and clear through. Looks for the next target. Oh, it's gorgeous!
Now if you look at a guy like Demon 1, his aim is super linear and straight and super controlled. There's zero wasted movement, making his aim look really, really fast even though he has low sense. Now using the incredible AI technology created by Tesla and NASA to recreate the pathing of Aaron's aim in that last clip. So here's what it looked like. Now here's my aim. Okay, and now here's Demon 1 aim. Okay, so there's levels to it. Okay, he even goes like down like this. He's quick too. Now, but for if you want good mouse control, one way to do it is not to aim slow, but to aim fast. So if I'm aiming from here to here, and I try to get to this line at the speed of which Aaron aims, just like this, it's really crooked. But if you flick to it really fast, it's going to be straighter. Doesn't look like a big difference, but it is. A lot more wasted movement up here, less wasted movement down here. Now in this clip, I'm really fast and my lines are straight in the beginning, allowing to get me 3 kills. But then on this flick right there, the only reason I lost this fight is because when I flicked from this guy to the next person, I went down. See how the line was down like this? It kind of curved. It wasn't straight. It wasn't straight across. You need to be linear and straight lines. That's the only reason I miss. Now when I'm having to readjust to the head, I have to do like a full circle instead of just going straight across, making it harder on myself. Now speeding in itself is really important. In this clip I'm 1 HP, but because I aimed and killed him so fast, it didn't matter. I killed him before he could even kill me, even though I was 1 HP. And I'm not talking about being fast in terms of big flicks like that. I'm talking about being fast in terms of short peaks, like that one, or this one, or even this one. The little micro adjustments, you gotta be quick in those. Because big flicks, no matter what, you'll never be super consistent. Micro flicks need to be consistent, and being fast in them is really important and will help you be consistent. If you want to work on micro flicks, come up onto these boxes, shoot them right up here. Go really far, shoot them way over here. You still want to be fast, and then get up on top of this for really micro vertical adjustments. Now we're looking at Rudy's clips. Notice how linear his lines are. Super straight to the point, all headshots, no wasted movement. In this clip, Kathy from a long time ago. First of all, her mechanics are beautiful because she aims first, then moves. But secondly, notice her speed and the fact that her lines are linear. There's zero wasted movement in this third kill coming up right here. No wasted movement. Bam. Now watch this clip and try to figure out why I didn't get this ace right here. Now this is going to happen really fast, but if you slow it down, on this breach kill right there, I'm going to flick to his head where I see him last. But where I flick to him last, he moved. And this is why speed is important. And a lot of times, it comes down to things like this. You'll aim to a certain spot where you see a guy, but he moves. So if your aim is too slow, sometimes you'll have more room for error. You have more room for there to move from where you were previously aiming at. And then again, when I go to readjust to his head again, right here, he's going to move back to the right, and then I'm going to whiff again. Then when he stops moving, finally, is when I kill him. And then now that, because that took me so long to kill that breach, this brimstone comes out before I'm prepared to move my crosshair. And then I have to panic flick, and by that time, it's too late and I'm already dead. Now that last clip was definitely exaggerated, but the principle still remains the same. And I know people may say that aiming faster means you're gonna whiff more, or you're gonna be less consistent, but that's not really true. As long as you're aiming at the same speed that you're practicing, or you're consistently aiming at the same speed all the time, then you're gonna be fine. For example, if I'm pre-aiming quick, and then I go to kill a person at that same speed, I'm probably going to kill them, because that's how I've been aiming the entire time and I'm used to it. So when you're practicing, you want to pick one speed and stick to that, and then when you're in the game, you also want to play at that speed, not the other. You don't want to do the opposite. You don't want to practice slow, and then, you know what I mean? A lot of people tell you to buy a deagle and go really slow. Yeah, you'll get good aim, but in a game reality, they're just gonna dodge your shots because you're aiming too slow. And then when you try to go faster because you're in game, you're not used to it because you haven't practiced it. You need to aim faster. Range. So that in game, you'll be used to it. This is also why pre-aiming is super important. Not only does it keep your crosshair close to the enemies, but it keeps your arm primed and ready and your aim ready. So when you do see an enemy, you're ready to actually shoot. Aiming to spots is the same thing as aiming to a person's head. It's gonna get you nice and warm. That's why you don't really need to warm up. Also, when you're waiting and doing nothing, just flick a little bit. Keep your aim loose. Keep your left hand loose. Keep your right arm loose. Don't do it a lot. Don't burn yourself out, but do it occasionally whenever you haven't moved your mouse in a while. Speed is really important, but you really got to be able to hit your first shot. If you miss your first shot, that means more bullets, less time to move on to the next person. You need to be able to kill the first person quick so you can move on to the second person. Notice the speed of that second flick to the Reyna. Even though it's a micro flick, that doesn't mean it should be a slow flick. Your aim needs to be at the same speed all the time to make it more consistent. Now this is called target switching. When I swing this corner, I immediately locate the head of this chamber. The second I kill this guy, I immediately locate and focus onto the Omen's head and flick to it. Target switching is a focus thing. Okay, to practice multi-fragging, throw smoke on the floor and then swing. And kill at least 5 bots in a row because there's only 5 players. Headshot only. Try not to miss. You could miss, just try not to. You're aiming for not missing. You want to be fast, quick, and efficient, and then try not to go down when you aim, just straight across. And then another thing, focus on wide swinging and stopping as fast as you can. Don't preemptively stop just because you know he's in that area. And last thing to focus on is make sure you're moving and shooting as much as possible in between those movements. Now to work on target switching, you're just going to get closer. Hold down your mouse button until you shoot 2 bullets and try to kill multiple bots when you hold the mouse down. That's gonna work on full spread axis because your crosshair has to stop on them. You can't just swipe by and get lucky kills. Your crosshair has to stop on their head and help you focus on multiple targets at once and help you target switch and multi-frag. Now once you're done with that, go for 5 kills in a row, as fast as possible. If you notice your gun is getting out of control like that, switch to a Guardian. You really want to focus on speed. And if you're really struggling with that, then just put your crosshair on 1, take your time, just put your crosshair on 1. and then sit and then focus on this guy. Don't look at this guy. Focus on this guy. Just pull the trigger and shoot him as fast as possible. Micro flicks. It's a big flicks. Crosshair in this guy, but I'm focused on this guy right here. Crosshair right here. Focused on this guy. Now I don't really like aim trainers, but 2D aim trainers, I vouch for heavy. This stuff really helps. So when I move my mouse, my screen doesn't follow, so I really have to focus on the target and then move my crosshair, depending on where it is. But my aim improves so much when I use this. This one too. It replicates focusing on a person's head and then you flip to that head. You really gotta locate first. It's a big deal, and be able to aim to that person's head, even if your crosshair isn't there. So like jet knives. Heavy. Now the very last thing is crosshair placement, but everyone knows crosshair placement. If your crosshair is close to the enemy, smaller flick, more consistent than a larger flick, blah 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 blah, everyone knows that. But what I want to talk about is target switching to a spot and not a person's head. That is really important.
Dude, why is this user here?
Now we're gonna put it all together. Notice how on that jet I target switched to the spot out of the side of the smoke and not to the person exactly. And then peripherally aim or target switch to the cipher. That's where that 2D aim trainer comes in, because my crosshair's not there, but because I can locate his head quickly, I'm able to focus quicker and accurately. And it's only possible because I killed them quickly that I'm able to kill all of them before they can even kill me. We're gonna watch this Mario clip. Notice how he only moves horizontally. He barely ever moves his crosshair down at all, making it really easy for himself. He's able to hit headshots only. And because he kills them so quickly, he's able to multi-frag and kill all 5. Alright, that's pretty much it. Just make sure I talked about speed a lot. Make sure you're aiming fast, just moving your arm and your wrist quicker, not shooting and rushing things. Make sure that is what you took away from this. Just work on each one thing at a time. Take it slow, session a game at a time, and you'll improve like that. Much better. Hopefully this helped. Sorry, this video is way longer than I thought. Thanks for watching. Okay, now we're gonna use incredible AI technology created by NASA and Tesla and stuff to recreate the pathing of Aaron's aim and see what it looks like. So this is what Aaron's aim looked like. Wait, no, that's too good. We're gonna recreate the pathing of Aaron's aim. So here's what it looked like. Even that looked too good.